Yo, what is up, guys? It's me, Eve, again here, playing Tokyo Ghoul Break the Chains. And today I actually wanted to do something different, as than just showing you characters or just doing summons. I actually wanted to show you some interesting teams that you could be trying out right now, because as well, in a few days, there's gonna be a rank reset and RTA, so maybe there's gonna be maybe some of you will gonna try some of those teams and gonna have some fun. But obviously, this is pre the new character Sen Takatsuki. She's still not out. She's gonna be out tomorrow for me, but this is pre basically meta shift. I think when she comes, there's gonna be a meta shift with her. So this is before she comes again. But for the most part, I don't think she's gonna change the meta for most already successful teams. I don't think she's gonna change it. But for some teams that are like mixed, she's definitely gonna bring something new for those teams. But I guess we're gonna talk about that as well today while I'm showing you this a few interesting teams that you can use. First of all, obviously, one of the best teams right now. I actually would put her on the second place right now. She's the second best team in the game. It's obviously Aogiri with the Tatara edition. But again, you could get a few different varieties of this team up. You can go for the Tatara setup with Ito, or you can go for the obviously Kakuja Kaneki, Centipede Kaneki here over Ito, and you can try going all in on the damage side just to start first, so you can go first and just one shot the enemies. You could try out this way, as well as just simply all other like damage dealers work here over Ito. Maybe if you're all only trying to go for the first pick and one shot the enemy, that's it. There can be a lot of different characters that could work here as well. So this was the Aogiri team. Obviously, everyone knows it, so I don't think we need to talk about it too much here because it's a very everyone uses that one. The second one I actually think is not that bad. It's the Try Not to Die CCG team. So this is not a full CCG team. Here, this is about Akira being the debuffer she is, so that you don't get one-shotted, as well as Arima here trying to take out. He's gonna be your main focus of damage, as well as this Amon. Both Amon can do the like not a big but a very decent amount of damage with his passive damage that he does in the start of the turn, and Arima here very needed with 1 star just to at least give the shields to everyone. Here I'm using Uta, but obviously you can use other characters like, for example, this Hinami here works perfectly as well as Senta Katsuki. When she's gonna come out, I think she's gonna work in this team really good, especially she gives damage reduction on if you start first. Obviously you need to use her first, but I think just if you have this characters really high level, you can try even Tatara here as well, just to not take damage, and those two can do the damage they want to. Really, they do a lot of damage. Both of them together can do some insane amount of damage and can work there perfectly. Don't look at the assists. I didn't put them up, but this is some type of character teams you can use it. Obviously, Hinami here works extremely good as well. If you're not looking to buff, as well as like Toka here could work extremely good as well. So you could see this lineup going on. But again, Toka here needs to be at least 3 stars. You need to 3 stars on her, as well as you always need her buff on Arima, so that you can do an insane amount of damage with this Arima. But again, it requires you, if you want this to work, again, requires a 3 star on this Toka. This Toka is insane, but you need a very high investment in her to be insane. Next one, a full-on Anteku build. So again, this Anteku, I think this is probably one of the best teams you can run right now. This is probably the best in the game, number one. But there's a few varieties of this build, so you could definitely change up some stuff. Some people, I think most of them use this Hinami as well as this Toka, but they change up Renji as well as this Hinami here. So here you can change some stuff up. For example, some people could change this Hinami for the Kaneki here just to do the stuns on the enemies, as well as Owl here can work as well. Very good. Like, this is full on, you're not doing any damage to me, fuck you. This is basically how you do it. This Kaneki here as well works really good, but I think in terms of just purely buffing, because you need this Kaneki to be the most HP, so the Toka gives him the buff. Again, Toka here needs 3 stars. Don't look at mine. Mine is very shit. That's why I'm not using Anteku. I would definitely use if I had a higher CP there. But I think this Hinami is best working here. But again, she needs a few stars on her just to work. And if you are not capable of investing in her, this is more of a pay-to-win team up. Because all of these characters require a big amount of stars as well as investments just to be good. Another way is to put here Kaya. Kaya can, with a buff from Toka, she's pretty insane to me. She can do insane amount of damage. So again, if you want to try Anteku, and for example, you don't have high investments on this Kaneki, or maybe you don't have other like good characters with high investments like this Ken here or the Christmas Hinami, you can try Kaya as well as the Red Toka. Red Toka gets extremely big amount of buffs if she gets the charm from this Toka. Again, extremely broken here for sure. So you can try this setups with Anteku, but I think the best one for sure is with this Hinami, as well as if you have pay-to-win Toka. Pay-to-win Toka works extremely good in Anteku here as well, because she gives you a reduction of damage, and Renji gives reduction of damage. All of them, almost all of this team gives you a reduction of damage to some extent, and if you put the pay-to-win Toka here as well as Renji, they together can do, like, you're not gonna feel any damage because those two just make almost 100% damage reduction together, so it's insane there. So this is how I would suggest you go for, but this is again a very high investment. You need a lot of stars on this Christmas Toka as well as on this Toka. So again, as this Hinami, the more stars you have on these characters, the stronger this build is. And again, if you're pay to win, I think you will have a very big fun, especially in RTA, because no one is gonna be able to kill you. Even like full on Ayato here with the setup of Aogira, obviously with the highest possible stars, like all of them, if triple S stars, can't win this build if all of these characters as well are on the same par like triple S. This Anteku is just stronger. This is on another level, unfortunately, and just because of the damage reduction they do. But with Senta Katsuki coming in, maybe you can put the Senta Katsuki here, and then you try to go for Toka being your main damager as well as Renji. You could try that build as well, because Senta Katsuki will obviously do the damage reduction as well, or maybe change Hinami for that Senta Katsuki. The next team is again based off this Arima. Arima here, main damage dealer. He is gonna be doing the damage that is gonna blow your mind, because never have I ever thought this Arima can do so much damage. But again, requires 3-star at least on Toka. It requires Tatsura 3 stars, and it requires Hinami on as many stars as you possibly can, as well as Yomu. Because again, this is based to hopefully this is, you are not gonna die basically, because Charm gives a lot of damage reduction. Tatsura will not let you die because of his 3rd star, and as well as Hinami just purely buffs this Tatsura. Oh, sorry, this Arima. So this is build made for Tatsura to be the main damage. Obviously, you only want to do the damage with him, as well as buffs with your Hinami, as well as if you get available whenever like the third turn starts, you get the buff of the skill level. You can use Tatsura here just to put the forbidden, or if you just before that you have a 2-star skill on this guy, obviously use it. Forbidden is extremely good, so this is like a build for that one. But again, this works only because of Toka's synergy with this Arima, because she gives him an insane amount of buffs. So this too requires to be as many stars as possible to work, but hopefully you have at least like 1 to 3 stars on this Arima, and Toka requires to have again 3 stars to work here. Again, this is another type of, let's say, a budget, more budget versions of this Arima build. Same stuff here, Hinami buffer, Ayato. This is because, for example, if you don't have high investments on this Arima, you can try this team, because most of the people have Ayato very high. Ayato can do the same. Unfortunately, the reduction here will be not so good. So here you're more of like trying to get the priority and go for the first turn, and you just one-shot everyone with this Ayato. Obviously, if that doesn't work, you don't one-shot them on the first turn. This is where the Tatsura comes in, and you're trying to make them not kill you on the second turn, that so that on the third turn, obviously, you are demolishing them again. So this is the build here, like that. You can use obviously Yomu here, or you can use the Combat Kaneki. I'm using Combat Kaneki here just for the skill buffs, because this Ayato extremely broken. Obviously with the buff from Toka as well, he can do insane amount of damage. He kills at least one from just one even like single skill level. And then, because of this Combat Kaneki, he gets a buff on his second time, and so he can probably kill the whole team just in one turn. So even without like having any skill levels up, he can definitely do it. That's why I'm using more of a Combat Kaneki here, but again, he requires to have 3 stars just to activate that skill level, and Totoro requires the 3 stars here as well. And the sixth one, this is more of like an experimental build. Here, this also requires a lot of investments to try to build. Hinami here, just for the good buffs for your CCG team. Again, this is trying to get the priority. You want to get the priority here. This red Arima, obviously, high investments on him are prioritized. 3 stars at least. Arima also, and Ayumu here, you would be asking, like, why would you put Ayumu here? But Ayumu actually is kind of, let's call her a sub DPS. She can do some decent damage, as well as she's a blue character. So this is if you're facing an Aogiri, and sometimes to weaken the characters you need someone with blue. And Ayumu plays perfectly. She's a solo target. She can do decent amount of damage, especially if you have high investments in her. She can do pretty good. Arima here obviously is using for his shield as well as damage. This Arima as well can do some damage, and as well as just get more help if you use the more CCG characters you use on the field. So you're trying to amplify that one. As well as Ayumu can buff kind of the other CCG characters. So Ayumu here works pretty good. You can try this build, but this again requires a very big amount of investments. Ayumu requires a lot of stars, probably max her out to triple S at least, or maybe like at least like D to something even higher than that. Like she requires a lot of investments to be on par with some other characters that are very, very strong. Again, if you want to see what teams Sen Takatsuki will be good at, I would suggest you try this team. Sen Takatsuki here over this Hinami. I think she would be working the best. Again, all this is all depends on Arima. So you want the Toka buff on Arima. You want Tatra here just to make sure everyone stays alive, as well as heals them. And the Sen Takatsuki will be here just to increase the skill level of Arima, as well as buff his, because she buffs the one who has the most attack. So again, you want to see that your Arima has the most attacks. Just like here, Asatra can almost beat the Arima here. So you need to be careful with that. You need to have this Arima always maxed out on pretty much on everything except for the defense. So again, look for that. And Senta Katsuki will be here because she as well gives damage reduction to everyone. That's really good. Or I don't remember if she gives it all to everyone or the only character. But still, it gives. She's extremely good. I think this is gonna be the best team when she comes out. So try this team out. I'm telling you, this is gonna be extremely good. Aima here, Toka again, the new Toka, 3 stars on her minimum. Tatura 3 stars minimum, and Senta Katsuki, I think you will need a 3 stars on her as well at least. Yomo here as well, 3 stars would be great to have. But other than this, thanks a lot again for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.